Hello everyone, I made Friday Night Funkin, the full game, in Game Builder Garage. You might be thinking to yourself,
this must have taken him ages.
You'd be right. Sponsored by Filmora. So, for those of you watching who don't know what Game Builder Garage is, simply put, it's a basic programming language released on the Nintendo Switch a few months ago. And in my last two videos on the game, I built up a simple Friday Night Funkin engine that was very easy to customize. So a few people from my community had gone and customized the game to make it their own. And once I saw some of their games, it made me think, is it possible to recreate the entire game in Game Builder Garage? Before I started, I was somewhat worried about hitting the node on limit, because in my other project I'd hit it both times while only doing one song. And in this project I'm going to be making all 7 weeks plus the tutorial. So I hadn't even started and I was already stuck. Until I found out about this special node on called the game swap node on. Basically what it does is it allows you to link 2 different games together. So when one game finishes, the other one starts. So I could technically make an almost infinite song. So with that sorted, I started work on making the tutorial level. I started off by making the girlfriend sprites, and I forgot how long it took to make even the most basic sprites. And keep in mind, I had to make 8 more of these. I also made 4 more sprites where she points her fingers, like in the original game. I also had to make the stage backdrop again because I decided to use the version with the health bar. I also removed all of the previous song to replace it with the simple tutorial song.
Left, right.
But I'll come back to make the song later. Now time to link this game to the next game. Week 1, Daddy Dearest. To begin with, I copied over what I did in the previous girlfriend level, and then started work on making the Daddy Dearest sprites. Then quickly I ran into a problem. He was way too tall for a texture node on. But with my giant brain, I quickly came up with a solution. Make a separate texture node on for the body, then put the head 1 layer above, and only animate the head. Here's how this looks in game. Bruh. But after messing around with it for a little bit, I got it looking pretty good. So then I finished doing the directional sprites by only drawing the head. And I've got to say, this is my favourite sprite out of all the ones I've done. I guess it's now time to move on to the next week. Week 2, Skid and Pump. When I was drawing the sprites for Skid and Pump, I did the same thing I did for Daddy Dearest. I drew Skid's head separate to the rest of their bodies. This is so I could animate the head separately. Anyway, here's what it looks like in game. Bruh. That's way better. Some of you may have noticed that week 2 doesn't take place on the stage, so I drew the week 2 background instead. Here's how it looks in game. I think it looks really good. Now let's move on to week 3, Pico. But first, thanks so much to Wondershare Filmora for sponsoring this video. Filmora is an extremely easy to use editing software that I'm actually using right now, and I've used it for every single other video on my channel. Filmora contains a ton of epic effects, elements, transitions and filters that you can easily drag and drop onto your videos. Filmora has also just dropped a ton of gaming elements and effects for epic gamers such as myself. I also make my thumbnails using Filmora. I've made this one that you're looking at right now in under 5 minutes. In the newest Filmora update, they added AI portraits and AI stickers. The AI portraits work like a green screen, without the need for a green screen. Get that green screen out of here, we don't need you anymore. So, if you want to learn how to make YouTube videos, or just take your editing skills to a new height, then download Filmora for free using the link below. The free version does contain a watermark, but I highly recommend you buy it. Anyway, back to making Pico. Once again, I drew a sprite with the head and the body separate, so I could animate it easily. I also drew this city background based on the one off week 3. Here's how it looks. I've got to say, I'm really happy with it. I really like the way the sky turned out. But doing these 4 sprites took me 4 whole days of working on this. So there's no possible way that I was going to get this video out in time. So I came to the decision that I should split this project into 2 different videos, with 4 characters each. So if you want to see that second video, like and subscribe. I'll probably release the second video when this video hits 10,000 likes. Anyway, it's now time to make the music for these 4 levels. So I started off with Daddy Dearest by making Dadbattle. I decided to use the trumpet sound effect for Daddy Dearest's voice, and once again I used the woman sound effect for the boyfriend. This took a really long time, but here's how it sounds. I'm quite happy with it, but I think it can be improved a lot. The next thing I worked on was the two spooky boys. I decided to use the song South. For Skid and Pump, I decided to use the chiptune sound effect. Here's how it sounds. I think that the boyfriend sounds nice here, but not Skid and Pump. I'm sorry, Skid and Pump. Finally, I made Pico in... Pico? For this, I decided to add the background music node on to play a beat for Pico. As you can see, everything goes past super fast, so it's very difficult to do. But before I show you the whole thing, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, now time for the whole thing. Yo, it's me. I've got my hand cam on again. So anyway, I'm going to be showing my full Friday Night Funkin game in Game Builder Garage. I need to move. My desk is messy, help. You get a little bit of a peek of what I'm doing. You can see a little bit. You can see a little bit. Nah, stop looking. Stop looking. Not allowed. So you start with a girlfriend. Left, right. So this is meant to be her saying left, right, up, down, up, down, 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 up. This one doesn't sound the best, but now it's time for Daddy Dearest. This is the sprite that I'm happiest with. I really like the way this sprite turned out. Oh, I hold my controller up, I'm sorry, I need to... I haven't actually done any of the icons. I guess I'll do that in the next video. I'll do the icons in the next video. Skid and Pump, spooky boys. I love them. They're good. I really do like how the boyfriend sounds here. It sounds good. Now, finally, for Pico. I do need to do that health bar thing. I only just noticed that now. Oh my gosh. Okay, it does restart on the level you're on. Good to know. I like the background I've done here. It came out nicely. Oh my god, this one's difficult. I somewhat did it and it had a twang. So at the moment it just resets to girlfriend. I've started work on some of the other ones. So do you see it will go to like Lemon Demon and Mummy Mirrors. Nope, you're not allowed to look. I'll pass it back over to myself. In conclusion, this took around 35 hours. Like and subscribe for part 2.